Iracing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. Iracing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics, engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, Iracing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. Iracing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams, race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is Iracing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iracing.com.
Welcome in here tonight, race fans, to the famous paperclip. Martinsville here. This track, this half-mile, short little paperclip track here is going to play host to round number 4 for the All-American Pro Truck Series. It's the Virginia 150. We welcome all of you in here tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. My name is Roger Muth. I'll be joined here in a little while by my highly esteemed co-host, Al Smith Jr. He will join us high above the virtual raceway here tonight as we get ready for round number 4. When we come into the series here tonight, well, we've done a couple races already. 3 races to be exact. Dustin German is the points leader coming into the evening. He has a points lead of 11 points over Jerry West. Justin Rigsby is in the top 3 in the championship standings. He's 26 points out with the Ryan Nolan entry, 36 points back into the 4th spot, 40 points back is Andrew Hill. That's your top 5 coming into the points championship here after racing last week at Dover, which was another one of those outstanding races by these drivers. Jerry West was able to pick up the win last week. So Andy Lambert, Dustin German, and Jerry West have all picked up wins here this season with the series. We're getting ready to take you down truck side, though, here for our starting lineup. Let's take a look at it, as this is how they will line up here tonight. Starting on the front row, he drives the number 87. Ryan Nolan will pick up the Fast Time Award here tonight by the Dalton Dewitt Center. Starting to the outside of him, then, driving the number 31 here tonight, that's Justin Rigsby. And starting back into the 3rd spot, Aaron Yabokovich driving car number 69. He'll start 3rd here tonight on the call. Matthew Spinks in the number 35 Attitude Graphics entry. He'll start back there in 4th. Dylan Blankenship driving car number 51. He'll start back into the 5th starting spot. And how about Matthew McMeekin driving the 14 here tonight? He'll roll from the 6th position. Back into the 7th spot, driving number 10 here tonight. That's Travis Wright out of Michigan. And Jeff Stiles, he drives the number 85 here tonight. He'll roll from 8th. And back in 9th, it's the Smoke Show Racing number 99. Your points championship leader coming into the night, Dustin German, will start in 9th. And out of Pennsylvania, driving the Dalton Dewitt Center number 17, Scott McHale will go back there into the P number 10. Shane Jones will start the 93 back into the 11th spot. Chad Meadows driving the number 12 will go from 12th. 13th here tonight on the call right now is going to be the number 86 of Jerry West. And, of course, the Week 1 winner, Andy Lambert, in the number 58 machine will go 14th on the call. 14 tracks, 150 laps is the scheduled distance here tonight at the famous paperclip. Who will walk away with the virtual grandfather clock? We're all about to find out here tonight. Waiting on a couple of these drivers to take to the grid here tonight. Of course, tonight's race is brought to us by our friends at the Dalton Do It Center, located in Dalton, Pennsylvania. You need those garden supplies, race fans, because it is time to head outside as the sun is shining here in Pennsylvania here today. It was a very hot one of 93 degrees here in the great state of Pennsylvania. So make sure you head over to the Dalton Do It Center. Of course, our friends at Indian Neck Motors. You have a check engine light, they could help you out with that. I'm sure. I checked out their page. They have worked on a lot of cars, and they have all the right tools to get you back on the road. And our friends over at Attitude Graphics, a lot of the paints you see here tonight are brought to you out of that graphics department right there. As you see them, though, 12 cars will make the actual call here tonight. 2 drivers are going to scratch out of this one. Chad Meadows and Andy Lambert will not make the call. So we're going with 12 drivers, 150 laps, still the scheduled distance here tonight. They have 2 tires left down in pit road if they need them. We'll see, because these drivers are accustomed to going very long stretches. We might see here tonight green flag pit cycles here at the Martinsville Speedway, something you're not accustomed to seeing when we come to short track racing, is those green flag pit cycles. That kind of plays a different strategy. When do you pit? Do you come early, or do you come late? If you stay out, it might bite you in the end, but you might come out smelling like a rose. You never know how it's going to happen here, but we're getting ready. There's the front row. Put 150 laps on the board here tonight. Race fans, we're getting ready to go racing. The Virginia 150 here tonight for the All-American Pro Truck Series. Green flag in the hand of our flagmen. Round number 4 officially underway here at Martinsville, and a great start by the inside lane there. Number 87, Ryan Nolan, had a great start, but look at that number 31 of Justin Rigsby. He is shot out of a cannon out of turn number 2. He takes the race lead into 3. He'll lead lap number 1. Justin Rigsby with a huge lead on lap number 1. That's how they come across, but holy cow, did you think we could go 3 wide racing here at Martinsville? I didn't. For that 99 of German, the 10 of Wright, and I believe that was the 35 of Spinks. They were 3 wide on lap number 1 here. They're showing you the skill of these drivers here already. One driver out of the groove back there. I believe that's the number... That was the 85 of Jeff Stiles currently. He is up out of the groove. 1 car up out of the groove here. That's the number 69, the Hooters entry. Yabokovic up out of the groove. He falls a spot. Now here comes Travis Wright down to the inside. The Higher Heroes USA entry. He will work down to the bottom side. Gets a little loose on exit. They're going to wad him up on the front straightaway. Oh, Yabokovic with up and over, tumbling down the front straightaway. Aaron is going to take the tow to pit road. That car is very, very tore up. So the first caution flag of the evening coming out here at the Martinsville Speedway as the sun is setting here virtually tonight here at Martinsville. Let's take this back and watch. Watch these two. There you see the 10 of Wright gets down on the apron. There's a curb down there. Saw Yabokovic go up over multiple times. Barrel rolling here tonight. Right on board with our Dalton Do It Center onboard camera with Aaron Yabokovic. Heard the tires light up, and then unfortunately up, over, and on the wheels. Looking at the Russian judge. He's shaking his head. Only a 5.5. And the guy stuck the... I don't get the judging over here. But hey, landed on his wheels. Unfortunately, that truck is not going to be able to carry on here tonight, so he will take that one already down to pit road. They do not have any fast repairs here tonight in the All-American Pro Truck Series. So if you get damage, you have to go to pit road, and you have to sit down there and let your crew, your virtual crew, hammer away with the little hammers that they have. And, well, you look at it. It's only round number 4 of the season. That means there's a lot of races left to go here in the season. Total of 10 races total in the season, so not quite halfway. We still have to go to Rockingham in 2 weeks' time. And then that would be the halfway point. A couple drivers did take the time to come to pit road here. It looks like Jerry West in the number 86. There you see the driver out of Louisville, Kentucky. He did come to pit road. Chad Meadows also came to pit road. He was able to get back out onto the raceway, actually. He was a lap down, but it will put him right back onto the lead lap. Andy Lambert still the only driver here tonight that did not make the call to the starting lineup. Andy Lambert being scored, currently out of this race. If he were to make it back to his sim racing rig, he would be able to come right back out onto the speedway. We'll see if he does make his way there tonight. There's the race leader, though. He started on the outside of the front row, the number 31, the fatted calf entry of Justin Rigsby. There you see that green and blue entry. He is the race leader. He took the lead on lap number 1 on the exit of turn number 2. Has not given it up since he took the race lead. But now he'll have the choice to start to the inside or the outside when we do go back racing here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. See if we do get the one to go double them up this time by, or if we're going to have to go around another time here tonight at the paperclip. Looks like the iRacing.com safety car lights do go out, so we will get back into the 2x2 formation. Jerry West dipping back into pit road there. Not sure. That does not look like a scheduled stop for the driver of car number 86 here tonight. Looks like Aaron and Travis Wright not able to make it back out onto the grid. Travis Wright has called it an evening. Yabokovich is down there in the garage. He is still sitting around helping his crew try to get his car back out onto the speedway. We're coming back into the restart zone this time by. It'll be 9 laps officially completed here tonight at the virtual Martinsville Speedway. Everybody up and away. Justin Rigsby with a great start. He'll surge ahead down the back straightaway. He'll lead the first lap back to green flag. Everybody going back into the single file formation here, trying to log a couple of laps. Still a long way to go. It's Rigsby, it's Nolan, it's Blankenship, and then Spinks. German rounding out the top 5 as he has picked up currently 4 positions here tonight. One driver a little sideways back there. I believe that was the number 12 of Chad Meadows. He was late to the call to the grid. Had to start shotgun tail of the field then. Went a lap down and got the lap back right away when that caution flag came out. One driver down to the inside, I believe, as it's the driver out of Pennsylvania. The Dalton Dewitt Center, number 17. Scott LeCaux going around here tonight. He's got the Dalton Dewitt Center colors on his number 17 Chevrolet. And he will be the cause of caution flag number 2 here tonight. So 2 caution flags in the first 12 laps here tonight. Let's take a look back. What happened to Scott here? Watch the Dalton Dewitt Center entry. He was running currently behind the number 99 of Dustin German, so he was running 6th at the time. Off turn 2, stepped on it, spun it around, slight contact, going to flatten the nose of that Dalton Dewitt Center Chevrolet. So Scott points it back into the right direction. Unfortunately, he's going to now have to go to the back of the field. Well, what do you say? It's under caution flag, so let's dial up the driver of car number 17 here tonight. How about it, Scott? What happened out there?
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, just thunderfoot off of the corner. That's all there is to it. Just trying to get as much out of the car off the corner as possible, and she just let loose on me. Happened a lot in practice, so I should have expected that.
Now, we know the temperatures in Pennsylvania here the last couple of days, very, very hot, humid, sticky, sweaty. Did you just slip a little bit on that accelerator and push too hard? Is that really what happened?
Well, that's what we're going to say for sure.
Well, I got a great solution for you. There is a store in Dalton, Pennsylvania. It's called the Dalton Dewitt Center. You can go over there. They have air conditioning there and some piping. We can pipe it right to your foot.
I'm going to have to. Actually, I think the whole rig could use it.
Look, problem solved with one of our sponsors out there. It's on the truck. I'm telling you. I know you know where it's at. You can head over there. Well, let's go tomorrow, okay? How about that? They want to go home.
Yeah, I'll probably be there first thing bright and early.
See, he's already got a game plan. Hey, try to keep this truck out of the fence the rest of the way.   way.
Yeah, lesson learned. Thank you.
He's sweaty. but he knows what to do, race fans. The truck's going to keep on ticking, and he's going to head to the Dalton Do It Center tomorrow morning, bright early. He's going to get the air conditioning. He's going to get the plumbing. We'll call it the piping, the plumbing. He'll get some duct tape to tape it up real nice and good. I know they have it all sorts of bright, shiny colors for him over there, and then he won't have that problem again. He will go to the back of the field here, though, for bringing out the caution flag, and then we will get this one restarted, refired, restarted. None of your front runners did come to pit road. It looks like Jerry West has been to pit road, it looks like 3 times here tonight. Chad Meadows has also been down to pit road a couple times. Possibly topping it off, trying to get these trucks ready for a long run here tonight. Lights on the iRacing.com safety car do go out once again, so we're going to double stack them here all the way through the field. It'll be Rigsby and Nolan on the front row with Blankenship and Spinks, German, McMeekin, Stiles, Jones, West, and Meadows. That's how they will file in here. Your top 10 drivers. 2 drivers, actually now Andy Lambert has now joined the racing field. He will be scored currently 6 laps down, I do believe, when we do come back here into the restart zone to fire things off as the iRacing.com safety car does hit pit road. It's to the safety of pit road. Now it's in the hands of Justin Rigsby on the front row here. As he'll come back into the restart zone, we'll refire these truckers off. It'll be 17 laps officially completed here tonight at Martinsville. As one driver not quite getting up to speed there on the restart. They got up out of the way, but they did not get going. Battle for the race lead. First time we've seen side by side into turn number 3 for the race lead. Rigsby to the inside in the brightly colored green Chevrolet. He'll come across the line as the race leader, but here comes Nolan really putting the pressure onto the outside, making it stick out of turn number 4. Let's see out of turn number 2. He'll carry a little momentum as Rigsby was not able to utilize all of the racetrack. Nolan really holding him down there, making him be little ginger back to the throttle. Side by side again, but it'll be Rigsby at the line. Nolan then will surge ahead down into turn number 1, trying to outbrake that number 31 on the outside. Here comes Blankenship. He's right there in the Monster Energy Ford F-150. 2 Chevrolets pacing the field here, then 2 Fords, the only 2 Fords back there. The number 99 of Dustin German and the K&N Filters entry working the outside of the speedway also. So we're 2 by 2 for the front 4 spots here tonight. German real close to the outside wall that time. Out of turn number 2. Kept it just barely off the fence line. Look at Rigsby. He's going to slip down in turn number 3. So Rigsby slips a little bit. The battle behind them of Blankenship and German, that kind of fizzles out for the time being. But this is a good battle up front here tonight between these 2 Chevrolet drivers. That outside lane really looking like it is working. Nolan going to surge ahead. It was still Rigsby at the line last time by. Well, let's see this time, because that New England number 87 is now the race leader. First time we've seen a new race leader. Rigsby's led them all except for that lap. Ryan, who did post the fastest time in qualifying, picked up the Dalton Do It Center pole award here tonight. He now retakes the race lead, so it's the second time we've seen a lead change, but the first time we've actually seen somebody that's not been Justin Rigsby lead some laps here tonight. 23 in the books here at Martinsville. Everybody right here, the driver that's just tailing at the back of this front group. It is the red, white, and blue. Number 14 of Matt Mamikin. He is sitting there in the 7th position currently. There you see him come across the flag stand. He's right behind Jeff Stiles currently. There's that 85. Jerry West is kind of back here pulling the second group around the speedway here on lap number 25. He's right ahead of Chad Meadows. And I believe that's actually Andy Lambert in the Ace Hardware entry that has inserted himself into this battle. Is a couple laps down, 6 laps down right now, but he is the first driver a lap down. So if a caution were to fly here, if he was not involved, though, he'll sail it way off into turn number 1. Andy Lambert had to get really hard onto the binders there. He'll leave a couple trucks go by him. That'll put Shane Jones back there. And the fatted calf, number 93, he is currently sitting into the 11th position. It does look like Andy Lambert will let him go right on by. There's the race leader. He is still out front here. He's opened up, about 4 or 5 car lengths, truck lengths, we'll call them here tonight. Gap to the second place driver, and that's Rigsby. Rigsby sideways off turn number 4 that time. He's going to actually close in a little bit. It looks like Nolan didn't quite get a good run either, and he lifted early to go down to the turn number 1. Wanted to try and save the tires as best as he can. It's going to be all about playing that long run here tonight. Right on board with our Indian Neck Motors onboard camera with Nolan, who he is out front here tonight. Handful of laps into this one. 2 caution flags already in the first handful of laps, but ever since then, we've strung around the Martinsville Speedway. They look like the little red hot dogs going around the Speedway here tonight. It's Nolan, it's Rigsby, it's Blankenship, German, and Spinks, as Spinks is sitting right there. You see his Attitude Graphics number 35 come under the stripe there underneath our camera. Last time by, he was actually the second fastest truck on the Speedway, so got some speed underneath that 35 here tonight. Just gotta work into a long run, get that groove going. It's all a groove and momentum track here tonight. Talked about the groove, though. We've seen the inside, we've seen the outside lane work for all these drivers. As we are 30 laps completed here tonight out of the 150 scheduled for the All-American Pro Truck Series. It's the Virginia 150 as Nolan will knock another one down off that bid board. He has taken the race lead after we went back racing, and he has not given it up. Justin Rigsby has closed the gap just a little bit. Call it now maybe 2.5 truck lengths. Back to that fatted calf, number 31. He's sitting there, and actually, sideways now for Rigsby as he comes off the corner. The top 2 have started to pull away a little bit from that Monster Energy, number 51 of Dylan Blankenship. Dustin German just being very patient back here in the K&N filters. Number 99, those 2 Fords kind of working together. We saw them side by side for just a little while, and ever since they went single file, it does not look like German has really pushed the issue at all. He's just kind of riding around. He can still see the race leader, so as long as you can see the race leader, you know you're not in danger of going a lap down here tonight. Of course, one driver that is half a track behind that has to start to think about picking up the pace, maybe just a little bit. That's going to be Chad Meadows and Shane Jones. They are half a lap behind your race leader, Ryan Nolan. Well, at 34 laps completed here tonight, as Ryan Nolan is still the race leader, we welcome in our other chair here tonight. Al, a little bit late. I know the line at the hot dog stand was pretty long, but hey, you finally made it up here, but it looks like you forgot my hot dog.
Well, no, I did not forget your hot dog. They ran out of them at the concession stand. So I ran underneath the tunnel into the infield. They're out of them there, but they said that they will deliver your 12 hot dogs that you ordered.
Is that because you ate all the hot dogs, that's why they were out, or?
No.
All right, well, we'll give you a pass, just like, hey, there's a pass right here for the second spot. Here comes number 51, Dylan Blankenship, starting to work his way to the bottom of the speedway. Looks like Rigsby may have ran the good off the back tires of that number 31. That fatted calf entry was sideways up out of turn number 4 a handful of times here in the opening laps of this one after leading the first 22 laps uncontestedly. That number 31 now falling all the way back to the 3rd spot. Dylan Blankenship last time by, well, he was the fastest truck on the speedway, then Dustin German, and then your race leader of Ryan Nolan. That's your fast 3 right now.
Yeah, Nolan, a wily veteran of the short track. No surprise to see him out front here at the Martinsville Speedway. Everybody doing a good job here so far. They work down the back stretch, and a lot of good racing action going on. And Blankenship starting to cut into that race lead as they work down the front stretch.
Right now, Ryan still has the race lead by about 5-6 car lengths. Truck lengths were column here tonight. No lap traffic in sight here on lap number 40, but things can change in the blink of an eye. You do see that Ryan Nolan is is kind of arcing that truck into the corner. He has been, well, running that higher lane here tonight, unlike Blankenship, who's wrapping right down around the bottom side of the speedway here tonight.
Blankenship, as I say, there's a difference in the lines there, and you can make it all work. It's like Nolan trying to diamond that corner, get a much straighter run off, which, in my experience here, which I am not very good at this racetrack on the short tracks, it takes in, you can eat up these tires quite easily, especially in these heavy trucks as they work around the racetrack. And those two drivers are starting to put some distance on themselves between themselves and Justin Rigsby.
Yeah, and looking at this battle, it does look like the 31 of Rigsby is having some handling issues. The 99 on German just not really forcing the envelope. And I have noticed now, though, that the number 51 of Dylan Blankenship has got there. He has started to slide that number 51 truck around a little bit. You see him sideways once again off turn number 4. Had to really take the body roll out of that Monster Energy can, number 51. And last time by at the line, he was actually 2/10 slower than the race leader of Ryan Nolan. So Nolan just being very ginger, very easy on the accelerator of that Chevrolet as he continues to lead the way here. It'll be 44 laps completed here tonight. A couple of drivers back in the field here. Where's the driver that brought out one of the caution flags? There's the Dalton Dewitt Center, number 17. Scott's back here. He's worked his way back inside the top 10. That is, I believe, the number 58 of Andy Lambert behind him, so that's not a battle for position, as Scott is actually trying to battle with the truck that's right out in front of him. That's last week's winner of Jerry West. West driving the number 86 here tonight. He's been down on pit road multiple times to top off that SRTV entry. As the 86 of Jerry West, one driver into the outside wall. That's the number 12 entry. That was Chad Meadows. He's going to gather it up, but he was in the wall out of turn 4.
And didn't really scratch up that orange Monster Energy number 12 truck, but he made contact with the outside wall, and that's not going to help his efforts here. But able to keep it going in the right direction is now Blankenship starting to close back in. That gap now down underneath the half second. Well, it was. So that slip up off of turn number 4. But Nolan really running like that middle to upper groove, and that's a unique line that seems to be working with him for him. But lap traffic straight ahead, and the first one they're going to get to is the 93 of Jones, who's just coming off turn number 4. Same straightaway as your race leaders.
Yeah, it's not even a half a straightaway at this point as you see it down into turn number 1. You see that number 93 there of Jones having some handling issues through the center of the corner possibly, and that's something that these drivers had complained about, the center just being very tight here on the setups tonight. We should see maybe that might change as he will get down out of the way as they come back across the stripe. It'll be 50 laps next time by completed here. And it's only been 2 drivers that have led any laps. It's going to be Ryan Nolan leading here the last 25 laps, and the first 25 went to Justin Rigsby. Forget if it was lap 22 or 25, Al, now at this point, because I'm staring at the crumbs that are in your beard.
Well, hey, you know, here's your hot dogs as we watch them work around the speedway, and it looks like the 35 of Spinks, the Attitude Graphics number 35, starting to close in on Dustin German there in spot number 4. His contact, Andy Lambert, is down on pit road. The 93 in the outside wall, that was Shane Jones. Is German able to get by, so contact for the outside retaining wall. And so everybody's kind of settled in as we close in on the halfway point. Will we see green flag laps here tonight? And you notice the Big Show chiming in as you're eating the hot dogs here, Roger.
He told me you ate them. He said he was down there. He actually texted me and told me that you ate them all, and then you've requested more and ate those all also because you forgot mine to start with. But hey, you know what? We'll let that go at this point. What I can tell you, though, as now that race lead is up to about a second and a little over a second. 1.2 seconds is what it is back to Blankenship, and then Rigsby's behind him, and that's another 1.2 seconds back to the number 31. That's how your top 3 are currently all equally spaced out, and actually Dustin German is just about the same distance. So your top 4 all separated each other by a second and 1.2, 1.3 averaged between those top 4 drivers. Matthew Spinks is right there too, and let's see, last time by, Spinks was actually, he was the 4th fastest driver out of your top 5 here, so trying to get in that rhythm still. This long run, we may see a green flag pit cycle coming here in just a little bit. As one driver that was up out of the groove there, that was the number 93 of Shane Jones, and there goes the 85. That's Jeff Stiles trying to get around, and also Matthew McMeekin coming around in the very patriotic number 14 for McMeekin. He has lost 1 spot here tonight since the drop of the green flag, and the brake rotors on that truck are glowing as he starts to enter the corner. We're going to see a lot of that as the sun goes down and the lights come on here tonight at Martinsville.
Yeah, first time underneath the lights for the All-American Pro Truck Series here at the famed paperclip. And I tell you, the battle is shaping up for that 6th position as the 14 of McMeekin starting to put a little bit more pressure lap after lap as he closes in on the Innova, number 85 of Jeff Stiles, as he is really starting to close in there, separated by less than a half a trunk length as they work down the backstretch.
Yeah, you saw McMeekin that time get really far into the corner. This time he backs it up a little bit, and actually I think he got himself a little sideways, trying to close back in on Jeff Stiles there. Stiles just kind of being very smooth currently, nothing really, not pushing it too hard, as he is currently sitting back there in that 6th position. McMeekin is the closest driver to him right now, about, I'll call it a little farther up the road, about 2, almost 3 seconds up. That is where Spinks is, and that's almost actually the distance of a straightaway here. Lap time still sitting right around the 20.5-second averaged out between the drivers here tonight in the series. 20.5, that's fast, Al.
Very fast as they still work around here. 28.33 seconds. Oh, hang on to it. Stiles was sideways. That allows McMeekin to the outside with that beautifully patriotic. And next weekend is Memorial Day, Roger. We will have, well, I guess Monday's Memorial Day, but it's Memorial Day weekend, and the All-American Pro Truck Series will be off. And next week, as these drivers putting on another great showing, showcasing their talent so far here tonight, as Nolan still shows the way. Blankenship and Nolan, same identical lap times last time, but German, your fastest time last time by.
Battle still back here between Stiles and McMeekin, as these are the closest closest two drivers on the tracks here. As you talked about, next week we are off here after Martinsville before we head to the Rockingham Speedway. How about Eldora for the Dalton Dewitt Center 50 at Eldora? Then we take another week off before we head to the, New York area. We will head to the Watkins Glen International Raceway for 35 laps of road course racing action. As the 85 of Jeff Stiles sideways. He'll make contact with the inside wall. It will not draw a caution here from our flagger, as Jeff Stiles was able to gather it back up. He was sideways and he made contact, but I'm not seeing too much damage, if any, really to the nose of that Silverado, but he's going to lose a ton of time. McMeekin gone.
Yeah, it looks like maybe a little bit of right rear damage on that Innova number 85, but no harm, no foul, it looks like. So there's a slight contact with an inside wall, so hopefully to not knock the toe off, but a tough break for Stiles. As that'll separate them, as now McMeekin will take and look to chase down Spinks for the 5th spot. He's got to make up almost 3.5 seconds there to get there. Everybody start doing a good job here. Is Nolan still out front? Is 67 lap or 60? Oh, one car around. That's the 93 of Jones. Yellow flag will come out as the 93 of Shane Jones faces nosed into the inside retaining wall off of turn number 4.
And I was looking at it, and by my calculation, we were about 20 laps away from green flag pit cycle. So some of these drivers are probably going, whew, we're going to dodge a bullet here. We don't practice green flag pit stops here usually at the Martinsville Speedway, as everybody will actually take the time here under this caution flag, the 3rd caution flag of the evening, as everybody will come to pit road. So it'll be 4 tires and fuel, that is for sure. Let's take a look here and see what happened to the number 93, the fatted calf, number 93 of Shane Jones. He's riding behind. That was Jeff Stiles there. Well, he got on it a little too hard and around. And unlike when Stiles went around a little while ago, this time Shane Jones hits the wall and becomes stationary. That's what's actually going to trigger our caution flag here. Let's ride on board our Dalton Dewitt Center onboard camera with Shane Jones. Just lit the rear tires up, and that's all it took, was that little blip of the throttle and the number 93 going around. So that's what brings out our 3rd caution flag here this evening.
Roger.
Hello, I'm right here.
Did you make it back to the Dalton Dewitt Center to get me those gloves?
I didn't get you the gloves, but what we are getting out, this is going to be great, okay? So Scott brought out a caution flag. We got to talk to him a little while ago, right before you got here, as you were munching down on some hot dogs. And it's been very hot here in Pennsylvania. I know you've heard me complain about it for the last couple of days. That it's just hot, it's sticky, I'm sweating, and I don't like it. But the Dalton Do-It Center has air conditioners out. They have air conditioners, and they have piping, and they have duct tape. So tomorrow, Scott's going over there first thing in the morning. He said he's going to be there anyway.
Yeah.
And he's going to get an air conditioner. He's going to get some piping, and he's going to pipe it to his feet so they don't slip on the accelerator like they did, and that's what caused him to spin around.
That sounds like a great idea.
So, I mean, I know you need some of that air conditioning, too.
Yes.
That's
it's
because your wheel, though, slips out of your hands.
Well, that's what, yeah. Well, the wheel, they don't let me hold the wheel much anymore these days.
Well, that's because it slipped out of your hands. But you know who is going to be shown out front here when we go back racing?
I'm assuming Ryan Nolan.
That's right. Jerry West coming down the pit road here. He was off sequence of the race leaders. He's going to stay off sequence here. He'll come down pit road, and that will turn things back over to Nolan, Blankenship, Rigsby, German, Spinks, and McMeekin. That's how they are going to be lined up here. As, hey, Al, take a look at the laps.
Yeah, lap 71 into the books. Going to be working lap 72 right now. As we close in on that halfway point of tonight's 150-lap contest, being brought to you by the Dalton Do-It Center.
Iracing.com safety car actually going to make its way to pit road, so we're ready to go racing here before we head back to the Dalton Do-It Center. We're getting there yet tonight. We might have to take one of these tailgated trucks. I think a Silverado will probably get us there, but hey, pace car down and away. Third caution flag going to wrap up here. Lap 72 going to be in the books, and they're going to spin the tires on the front here. Checking them up. Rigsby down to the inside wall. He almost went to the inside wall, spinning his tires. How about McMeekin? He was to the outside there. They're going to go side by side with that's the number 35 of Spinks down the back straightaway. They single file it out, except for the battle for the race lead out of turn number 4. Leading it back to the green flag lap here. That'll be number 51 of Blankenship. So technically our third leader under green flag, fourth leader here tonight.
And Blankenship doing a great job on the outside with that Monster Energy number 51. Needs to stay down low as he does the little slips up a little bit. That'll give sole possession back to the 87 of Ryan Nolan. Jermaine back into the spot number 3. Fourth spot Rigsby, and fifth is Spinks. That's how your top 5 roll around the speedway. As Ryan Nolan this time by, we'll see the cross flag. 75 laps are in. 75 remain in the Dalton Do-It Center 150 here at the Virginia 150 here for the All-American Pro Trek Series with just coming off our first yellow flag of the evening. If you tuning in late, Ryan Nolan is your race leader off of turn number 2. That's 4.
It's confusing, isn't it? It's such a small track, and all the corners are shaped the same with concrete, and it's confusing.
And, you know, it's easy to get me confused.
Well, we do that on a daily basis around here just for the fun of it, but how about this? That is Jerry West out in front of the race leaders, and West came down pit road and elected to start at the tail. And, well, he didn't quite get back out onto the racetrack in time, so that's why he's right in front of the race leader. Your race leaders also came down and put 4 tires on. Jerry West has not put tires on, I do believe, yet here tonight, and we're going to see if that strategy plays out for him, Cotton, or not, because, well, when you look on board, take a look. The Indian Neck Motors onboard camera facing back off Wheezy's deck lid here. That's the race leader. That's Nolan, that's Blankenship, that's German, that's Rigsby, Spinks, McMeekin, Styles. They're all right there. You don't want to make a mistake right now if you're Wheezy. You want to try and wheeze on away if you can, but, man, those newer tires here in Martinsville are a big thing.
They are, and 2 laps ago, the 87 of Nolan ran the best lap of the race at a 19.53. That was the fastest lap of the race so far as they work around the racetrack. And Jerry doing a good job keeping about a 5-car length advantage right there in front of Nolan in case the yellow flag were to fly out. But you got to wonder, will Nolan be patient with that number 86 if he needs to go? If Blankenship or German start to really pressure him for that race lead.
And then you kind of wonder there, you said it. How patient will the drivers behind you be? Is a little mistake there that time by Nolan down into corner number 4. 3 and 4 that was. Went a little high, but he was able to hold the race lead because of the distance he has over Dylan Blankenship right now. Blankenship still sitting there in second. Sitting about, I'll call it 4 or 5 car lengths, truck lengths here tonight. Back behind that number 87. Nolan has not really made any mistakes. We saw it just 2 laps ago, him go into turn number 3 and slide up the speedway just a little bit. But other than that, he has been calm and cool like the other side of the pillow here tonight. Just making this track his own. You go out here and you got to have the respect for the concrete because, well, when you come down the straightaways here, very long straightaways, like, I mean, you're running a good 1/8 of a mile here, and then all of a sudden you're really standing on the brakes coming into that concrete, right off the asphalt into the concrete. A little bit of banking here. It gets a little greasy. You got to be very ginger, and then it's the opposite coming right out of the corners onto that asphalt. You're really hammering on it, and you can really break something in these trucks when you go from the transition from the concrete to the asphalt tonight. And right now, Nolan's just been very ginger on both aspects, in and out of the corners.
He is, and they are doing a good job. And it's easy to break one of those axles up off the corner, as you are alluding to. And right now, Blankenship starting to close back in as Nolan has caught the backside of West. West trying to stay on the lead lap. As a battle for your 3rd spot rages, just Rigsby took a peek to the inside of Dustin Germain and couldn't do anything with him. Down in the turn 3 they come, that fatted calf working the bottom side of the Heritage Barbershop, keeping Rigsby looking sharp out there. And now those two kind of settle it out as all eyes go back to your race lead as Blankenship is there knocking on the back door.
Yeah, it's kind of like the accordion effect right now. You know, Nolan may start turn some real good laps, getting a good rhythm, pull away there from Blankenship, and then one little slip, or maybe Blankenship has a little bit deeper drive off into the corner and hammers back into the gas just a little bit better, and then that Ford F-150 starts to catch the race leader. What you got to also put into aspect here is Jerry West still on the lead lap. He's right in front of the race leaders currently. We'll see if that SRTV network entry can hold it out in front of the race leaders and hope that a caution flag were to come out. One driver having some problems. I believe that's the Dalton Dewitt Center number 17. Scotland. Ow. His feet got sweaty again.
Not good, but he's going to get that problem fixed tomorrow as he heads to Dalton, Pennsylvania, where I'm assuming he lives since he works there, or lives close near it. And he's going to get those refrigerator air conditioners that you put in the window. Is that what he's got for you tomorrow, Roger?
It's either that or compressed air that he's just going to run a compressor all the time.
Well, either way.
Hey, whatever gets the job done, right?
Exactly, especially in the way the heat's been, and it's been hot up the Northeast, and I know all over the country, so we were kind of spared. They were talking about some severe storms up our way today, and it looks like they went to the south of us. Can't really say, south of us got hit or not. I know you said some storms were rolling through your Pennsylvania studio.
Yeah, the storms really did come through the afternoon here in the southeast Pennsylvania, and then they did head up to the northeast where, the number 17 is racing here tonight from his sim rig, but look at the racing out front here. Blankenship really closing the gap back up onto the number 87 of Ryan Nolan. Nolan able to accelerate as he is the race leader. You can't drive through the guy. You do that, and then you're going to both have some problems here at Martinsville. The 3-tap Teddy rule is in effect. You get up underneath the truck out in front of you. You give him a little bit of a tap one time to let him know you're there. You tap him again, and that's saying, hey, let's go now. I'm a little bit faster than you. If you can move over, it'd be the gentleman thing to do. And the third time as well, if I got to get to you 3 times to tell you I'm here, you're probably going to get kind of weaseled up out of the groove. But so far, we haven't seen any of the 3-tap Teddy rule applied to any of these trucks out here tonight. Oh, big mistake that time by Nolan. He'll slide up the banking. Blankenship really closed the gap that time. Look how focused, right on board with our Attitude Graphics onboard camera facing the number 51. That's Dylan Blankenship. You're watching his eyes. He doesn't even blink.
Doesn't blink, but he's got a bead drawn on the backside of that Chevy Silverado up the racetrack. Blankenship does going to lose some ground that time off turn number 4. About a half car, making a truck length now in the turn number 1. Nolan really working the outside, is Blankenship down low. You got to be real easy on those tires. It's easy to overheat those the right front. The tires will fall off. But Blankenship really sniffing a win as he almost makes contact that time off turn number 4. Blankenship all over the backside of Nolan for your race lead.
Closing in on 100 laps completed here tonight in our Virginia 150 here tonight for the All-American Pro Truck Series right here in the Turn 3 Racing Network. We've had 3 caution flags here in the first 100 laps, and since then we've gone single file here. We haven't quite seen anybody really make a pass. I think I just saw some smoke on the camera there down into the corner. Not quite sure which truck that was, but it doesn't look like we have an issue out there. I actually think I'm getting reports that was the Shane Jones entry. So the number 93, there you see him. He is currently 3 laps down to the race leader. He's right behind the Dalton Dewitt Center number 17. Scott's got that truck pointed back into the right direction. The problem is the race leaders are coming. 3 drivers out in front of your race leader are all battling to stay on the lead lap here after lap 100, because this time by 100 will be in the books as we work lap 101 here.
50 laps remaining, and as you notice, Blankenship and Nolan started to lose touch with Jerry West. West is able to pull away from him as those two battled it out. But now they're going to get stacked up as you get 3 cars battling for position right in front of your race leader. He hits the curb. Blankenship tries to get down low. He'll spin it off the corner. Your second place truck goes around. Yellow flag number 2 coming out as Blankenship trying to capitalize. Our 4th yellow flag of the evening coming out as Blankenship trying to cut underneath the 87 of Nolan Roger as Nolan hit the inside curbing, and Blankenship tried to capitalize on that mistake.
You can't blame him. You saw the mistake made by Nolan, and you have to pounce on it when you see it. And unfortunately, the 51 going for a little bit of a ride. I don't see any contact marks on the number 51. We'll have to wait for the truck to show that one, and they say they have it queued, and it's right here. Watch that number 51 here. He will go down to the inside here and just got back to the accelerator too hard, and slight contact with the inside wall. The front nose of that Ford was already flat. That's by design by the engineers at the Blue Oval. They circled the problem, and, well, it looks perfectly fine.
Well, that will really shape up these last 50 laps, Roger.
Yeah, I was wondering if any of these drivers were going to come to pit road, and we actually have not seen any of them duck down to pit road. So they do, remember, they started with 2 sets of tires in the garage, so they do have 1 set left for everybody in the field here. I believe Scott in the Dalton Dewitt Center number 17 has actually brought his truck down pit road, so he may be taking his final set of Goodyear Racing Eagles here tonight, so maybe he's going to try and make a charge through the field. He is still on the lead lap here tonight at Martinsville. We have a couple drivers that are off the speedway. Andy Lambert, who was late to the call here tonight, he turned 43 laps before he has taken his number 58 back behind the wall. Travis Wright was in a wreck on lap number 3. That was with Aaron Yabokovich, as both of them now sit behind the wall, as both of them are actually being scored out of tonight's race. A couple more drivers coming down pit road. Blankenship that time ducks the number 51 down pit road, and Chad Meadows will also head to pit road. We got to thank all you race fans, though, that are tuning in here tonight, watching us on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether you're watching us live on our Facebook live feed or whether you're watching us on YouTube. We appreciate each and every one of you race fans tuning in here tonight to catch the racing action for the All-American Pro Truck Series, the Virginia 150, right here at the Martinsville Speedway. If you're interested in sim racing, look no further than all of us here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. You bring you 7 days of racing action, whether it's Roger Muth, Al Smith, K.R. Stolfus, or David Whirl, along with Brett the Jet. He is also here on occasions when he's not busy out flying around.
Out flying around, and, well, I believe he told us today that he's going to be a busy man coming here very soon.
Can't wait
on
to
the
see.
real,
Yeah, we can't
on the
wait to
real
see.
side of the world.
Yeah, see what he gets his engineering degree working for him. See where that takes that young man. We're talking about young men. We got the 2 young men on the front row here ready to go racing.
Yeah, Ryan Nolan on the inside, going to be into our restart zone off of turn number 4. It'll be German, and on the outside, the 31 of Spinks Rigsby in row number 2. Green flag is back up, and Dustin Germain going to really bend the tires, barrels it down in the turn number 1. I'm interested to see how the tires at the back of the field will come through, as we got a bid for your race lead down the back stretch. Nolan going to slam the door shut in the turn number 3, but a bumper tag between the Ford and Chevy. Up the racetrack goes Nolan, but he'll hold on to the race lead. That is 1 lap complete after the green flag has come out.
That is going to be Nolan holding on to it. German is right there. Spinks, Rigsby, McMeekin. That's your top 5 as they currently run around the speedway here. As now the battle that was for the race lead. Look who is sitting there in 3rd, though. Very quietly, methodically has kind of woven his way through the field here tonight. That is the number 35, the Attitude Graphics number 35 of Matt Spinks. He started back and forth but slipped outside the top 5 for a majority of this race. Now when the pay window starts to get greased up and opened up, here comes Matt Spinks. He's up to 3rd and still got 40 laps to pick up a couple more.
Plenty of time to get there, and he is being hounded by his good friend, the 31 of Justin Rigsby. How about McMeekin with a good run here tonight? Sits inside the top 5, just right there behind that battle for the 3rd position, as he has opened up a gap over Stiles and Jerry West. How about West getting saved by that yellow flag, Roger? We were documenting the race leaders were all over the back road, came off a pit road, was caught behind a little bit after that 3rd restart, and now he is back in the hunt and he's inside of the top 10, really putting pressure on the backside of Jeff Stiles.
Yeah, that caution flag really going to save him. That's going to also save a couple other drivers. Blankenship, though, well, since he's got there, he hasn't been able to really do too much around Jerry West. That's because, well, West came down. Oh, contact in front of them. 2 trucks out of control, sliding around here. That'll bring out the caution flag. Car number 14, Matthew McMeekin, went for a little bit of a ride. I think he had some help, though. So that'll bring out the 5th caution flag here on lap 113 here tonight. 112 have been completed as the 5th caution flag tonight now gets flown.
I got you all Twitter pated up there and the caution count.
Yeah, my tally marks from when you were eating weren't how many hot dogs you ate, Al. It was how many times the yellow flag flew.
Well, that would be only 2 hot dogs. That's all I can handle.
How about this? Let's see how many trucks were going around. That might determine how many hot dogs you ate here. There's the 14, though, of Matt McMeekin. As, the 85 wheel hops it down into the corner. Just going to slightly tag the 14 and around. Going to go Matt McMeekin. That'll bring out the caution flag, so those 2 trucks getting together. Let's watch it back here. I believe we have, yeah, there it is, the Indian Net Motors. Onboard camera with McMeekin. Looked like Stiles was trying to throw one of those Frisbee disc golf thingers that they go play. He's pretty profound in that.
Yeah, I heard about that, and, well, I've yet to try it, but he just put a course in up by where I am at, Roger. I might check that out this summer.
Well, I
have you ever done it?
I have not. Our good friend Josiah, he's really into that. I stick to the old regular golf style. You know, the one with the tee and the ball and a club that you yell for, and then you got to go look for it in the woods.
Yes, I am very, very, very diverse in that. You know how I keep score when I do that?
How many balls you've left, or you're left with at the end?
Yeah, how many? It's based on how many you lose during the round.
So is it the higher, the more balls you lose, the better your game was, or?
No, the worst. You want to lose the least amount of balls. And if you find golf balls while playing that are not yours, it takes away from the ones you lost. So it's kind of a fun.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm really good at losing. I'm really good at losing them in the water.
Oh yeah, me too. There's like a magnet stuck to the water. Bet you these drivers would like some water out there in the hot conditions here tonight.
It is a little toasty here tonight. That's why you see a lot of these trucks slipping and sliding around. When we go back racing, though, here tonight, Al, do you consider about a 30 lap? We're going to be about 30 laps. Do you consider that a shootout here when you look at this track?
I think you almost have to. You got to get up on the wheel and go and figure it out. You know, I'm really interested now. Blankenship it doesn't seem like the new tires were that much of a factor. Or maybe he was not trying to burn them off. We're going to find out. Is he going to restart in row number 3? Nolan and Dustin Germain up on the front of this one. Matthew Spinks and Rigsby, they were having a good battle back there before that yellow flag came out. So the field really all shuffled off now as the deck has been reshuffled. We're ready to go back to green flag race, and Ryan Nolan and Dustin Germain into the Indian restart zone. Green flag is up. We're back underway.
They all fire them off on a very slow start there. The outside lane, Dustin German going to spin the tires in that 99 entry. A real slow roll down around the bottom there for Nolan, as it'll be a heads-up drag race. Knock him out down into turn number 3. Look at that 99 stick. The outside is going to slip a little bit. See if he can bring it back, though. 1 lap back to green flag conditions. And it's still going to be Ryan Nolan as the race leader here as we complete lap number 118 as we're back racing.
And the outside line is good enough for the first couple laps. Now Jermaine going to work to the outside. Here comes the 31 of Rigsby. Rigsby used the outside to get around Matt Spinks. Now Spinks back to the 4th spot. 5th spot is Jerry West. 6th spot is the 51 of Blankenship. Your top 10 trucks all on the lead lap. Jones got the free pass on that last yellow flag. They come off the corner. It's going to be lap 120, so 30 laps to go. When do you start using that chrome horn? Is it too early to ruffle the feathers of your competitors if you feel you are much faster than them?
I think right now, if you're Dustin German, you really just kind of got to sit there and wait and hold your breath. And talking about waiting, don't tell that, though, to the number 51. Blankenship was trying to get underneath the SRTV network of Wheezy. They were driving the number 86. That's Jerry West. West made a small mistake, and Blankenship tried to go to the inside. Unfortunately, couldn't keep the tires up underneath that Monster Energy number 51, so he spun the tires and then allowed West to hold that position back there. We'll complete lap number 122 here. It's still going to be Nolan out front, German, Rigsby, Spinks, West, your top 5 here as they roll out of turn number 2.
Working down the back stretch, everybody keeping themselves their manners so far. It's not getting too rough and tumble out there. Ryan Nolan is your race leader. German runs in spot number 2. Rigsby starting to close in is now Blankenship with another bid down low underneath the Wheezy down the back stretch. Drag race in the turn number 3. Jerry West up the racetrack into the marbles. That opens the door. Move Blankenship into the 5th spot as they cross the stripe here with just 26 laps to go.
Yeah, not being smoother than a Louisville Cardinal beak here tonight was Jerry West. He goes up the speedway, almost a kiss of the outside concrete there on the wall. He will keep it off. One driver sideways. That's McMeekin. McMeekin sideways. And he'll spin that number 14 around. McMeekin going to come to a rest, and the caution flag will come out. I think that's going to save Jeff Stiles. Stiles actually had his own issue on the same lap with 25 laps to go, as the disc golfer had issues, and then Matt McMeekin having some issues with his number 14 Silverado. We'll take the look back here, and we will look what happened first to Jeff Stiles. This is the number 85. Yes, it is. There's the 85. Oh, wheel hop down into 1. Locked it up and up over the curb through the grass. He got it refired. And then there you see the 14. McMeekin down in the other corner having some issues. We'll have to watch that one back, though, to see exactly what happened to the number 14 down there in 3 and 4. 2 separate incidences on the same lap here. There's the 14. And, yep, same thing. Tried to drive it in. Maybe a little too much rear brake. Wheel hopped. He tried to Tokyo Drift style save that one, and unfortunately, he couldn't bring it back.
Could not bring it back. But
you know what? He didn't power over. That's what it was. He did not power over.
Oh.
If you watch Tokyo Drift, you'd understand.
Yeah. Well.
Little Bow Wow still trying to understand it himself.
Yeah.
And
Little Bow Wow, is that related to Snoop Dogg?
oh boy, Al.
No.
You're going to tell me you did not watch Tokyo Drift.
I have not watched Tokyo Drift. That's part of the Fast and the Furious, right? Just asking. I'm just asking.
I'm shaking my head. You know the emoji where the guy's shaking his head and his fist or his hands over his face? That's me right now.
Yeah, well, I've only seen the first Fast and Furious movie. In my opinion, the best one. But I can't really say that because I haven't really watched the rest of them.
But you did watch Wheel of Fortune.
I do watch that on a weekly basis. I am 90 years old.
If only you were 90 out. That makes me chuckle. But hey, 22 to go. Nobody came down pit road. Nobody.
No, I think right now you kind of are in the bed that you have made for yourself. Unless you get spun out or have issues, I think we're done seeing pit road being busy. I don't think tires mean that much.
I can tell you last time by we ran a 45-second lap.
That's as fast as it takes you to eat a hot dog.
You're right, I'm a very, very slow eater. That's why you normally gobble them up for me. Let's see, do the iRacing.com safety car lights go out? It does, so double them back up. It looks like Ryan Nolan's going to choose the inside. So Dustin German going to be able to fire off onto the outside. Justin Rigsby will be to the inside of row number 2. Matthew Spinks to the outside of row number 2. Then it'll be Blankenship to the inside of Jerry West. That's how your first 3 rows will line up here to be 20 laps to go here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway, the most famous paperclip on the NASCAR circuit, as it'll be Nolan German on the front row.
Into the restart zone here, the Indian restart zone, and it is a slow start waiting for the green flag to come out. Green flag is up, and how about the jump by German, and the 87 of Nolan spun the tires a little bit. Contact with Rigsby. German up the racetrack. Rigsby now moves into your number 2 spot. Troubles for the 99 is now Blankenship into third, capitalizing on the mistake. The outside line kind of got shuffled up there by the K&N Filter 99. 19 laps to go and a rough restart for German, who slides back to the 4th position.
Yeah, German slid up. He actually did scrape the wall on exit of turn number 2 as they were 3 wide racing. So now German's got to get his racer helmet back on, pull his gloves tight here. Still time to go. It is 18 this time by at the line. They're going to go quick here tonight. Nolan's still out front. Still got Rigsby in tow there into that 2nd position. Now it's Dylan Blankenship. He's worked his way back into the top 3 by the miscue there by Dustin German. The 2 Ford drivers swapping the positions. Spinks is right there to capitalize if something were to happen. Jerry West is right there. Hey, is that the number 17 back there running in 7th?
It is. Scott Lacoe doing a great rebound here. That Dalton Dewitt, center number 17, and he is putting some pressure on West for that 6th position here with just 16 circuits left to go around the half-mile Martinsville Speedway. He is doing a great job. Meekin back there in 8th, Meadows 9th, and Jerry. And how about Jones? Shane Jones, 1 yellow flag away from being back on the lead lap. And that truck has shown some speed over the last few laps. If he can catch one more break, he'll be on the lead lap and be a factor in this one.
All you need is a little help from some of your other competitors. This time by, what's going to help? It'll be knocking another one off the board here tonight. It'll be 14 laps to go here in round number 4 for the All-American Pro Truck Series in their inaugural season here. First time ever to the Martinsville Speedway virtually for these drivers, as it does look like there's 10 drivers left. Jeff Stiles has decided he is going to be calling it a night here tonight. So Stiles, Lambert, Wright, and Yabokovic are out of this race here, leaving us with 10 drivers still out there here tonight with 13 more circuits to go. A little scrape off that New England number 87 as he comes across the line. Still the race leader. Last time by was the fastest truck on the Speedway.
Rigsby starting to reel him in with a beautifully painted neon green. It's the battle of the neon green trucks at the front of the field. Rigsby, and is that purple? That might be a little color. Maybe blue and purple. Anyway, Rigsby's truck's always looking beautiful out there as he is trying to find some grip to get a run on Nolan. As he does so, Blankenship starting to close in on that too. 11 laps to go. Next time by, it's your favorite time of the night, Roger. The double high fives up at our flagger here off of turn number 4.
Yeah, this time by, they're going to look up at the flag stand. They're going to see him pumping up the jam, putting both hands high in the sky with 5 fingers up. It'll be 10 more times around here, 5 more miles of racing left here tonight. That time Rigsby a little sideways off turn number 2, trying to get a little too much there out of the rear tires of the number 31. That'll allow Nolan to really start to open up that gap now with 9 laps to go. It's 0.6 of a second between your race leader of Nolan and the number 31 of Rigsby, and it's about 1.25 seconds back there to Dylan Blankenship, who currently runs into that 3rd spot. German still sitting there in 4th, doesn't really have any pressure behind him, as Matt Spinks is just a little bit farther back, calling about 1 second off the tailgate of that number 99. So the 99 of German trying to still regroup here. 8 laps to go this time by. Ryan still the race leader, and he's smooth down on the bottom.
Very smooth, just like your head, Roger. Ryan Nolan, 0.8 second lead over the 31 of Rigsby. 7 circuits left to go. 3.5 miles left here of racing. You're impressed, aren't you?
I am. I'm in shock.
Can Nolan be our 4th winner in 4 different races? Justin Rigsby trying to get to victory lane for the first time this season as well. Starting to close in that gap down 0.6 now with a good corner exit for Nolan down the backstretch.
As they come down the backstretch, 5.5 laps to go here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. As this time, he's waving at him. It's a hi, how are you? 5 fingers in the air this time. 5 more laps to go. Everybody comes underneath the stripe. Everybody looking good down into turn number 1. So it is Ryan Nolan out front with Rigsby, as that gap is, well, it's about 0.8 of a second. Hasn't really changed for Rigsby. Opened up a little bit more on the Blankenship, number 51. There's a lap truck up the way. Sideways for the 31 of Justin Rigsby out of 4. He was pointed to the inside wall, but he will actually keep it underneath him. That fatted calf entry number 31 was, boy, was it looking pretty big.
It was all a handful on there as they come off the corner. 3 laps to go for Nolan, as he really has hit in his stride here tonight. Doing a good job trying to go to victory lane for the first time this season. Remember, Andy Lambert picking up the season opener at Daytona. Then it was Dustin German at Iowa. Last week we saw Jerry West conquer the Monster Mile. This time by the Rapid Ears are up. 2 laps to go.
2 laps to go here. Rigsby falling off the pace. He's in now the hands of the number 51 of Blankenship, and that would be the battle for the 2nd and 3rd position. This time by out of turn number 4, the white flag is going to fly. It'll be the final trip around the speedway here tonight, brought to us by Attitude Graphics. The 87, though, of Ryan has dominated here tonight. He set the quick time in our qualifying session. As he works down the back straightaway for the final time, he'll negotiate turns number 3. A-OK in 3. Out of turn number 4. He'll put the power down, and he'll pick up the win here tonight, dominating. Ryan Nolan to victory lane with Justin Rigsby following 2nd. It'll be Blankenship back in 3rd. Dustin German is 4th. Matthew Spinks will go 5th on the pecking order. Jerry West is 6th. Matthew McMeekin in 7th. Scott Leco back there into the 8th spot. Chad Meadows was 9th. Shane Jones was the final truck running here tonight. He'll be scored 1 lap down into the 10th spot. Styles, Lambert, Wright, and Yabokovich will round down the rest of our field here tonight. As there's your race winner. He's doing donuts here tonight at Martinsville. Ryan Nolan picking up the big W here. As well, hey, the race is over. Wreck it now, right?
Doesn't need the truck. He can go and have all week to fix it up, and he can bring that truck up to our great partners, the Indian Neck Motors, where they can get all of that truck redialed in after we have an off week. But Roger, that means we are going to be going in to our Attitude Graphics post-race show.
That's right. Coming up after this commercial here, we'll be back with the top 3 finishers here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back here with your post-race show.
Iracing is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all around the globe. Iracing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 170,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsports organizations like NASCAR to deliver virtual races based on the real-life NASCAR Cup Series, as well as many other series on the NASCAR ladder. iRacing also features team racing, providing a variety of options for members to create and manage their own teams. Race with friends or real-world teammates in full-length endurance events like the 24 Hours of Daytona, Spa 24, or the Bathurst 12 Hour. Additional partners include IMSA, World of Outlaws, Supercars, and IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own Indianapolis 500, Bathurst 1000, Chili Bowl, and many more iconic events. This is iRacing, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car. Sign up today at iracing.com.
Well, welcome back here, race fans, to the Martinsville Speedway here tonight for the All-American Pro Truck Series. It was the Virginia 150 here, as 150 laps have been completed. That means, well, it's time to go into our Attitude Graphics post-race show, and I believe, Al, you have caught up with our winner here tonight.
I am down here in victory lane with none other than the 87 of Ryan Nolan, and not even a sweat on his brow, but you had some fierce competition breathing down your neck in the later stages of this race. Were you worried about that after such a dominating performance here tonight in the Virginia 150?
Yeah, I think we definitely had some competition from Justin, Dylan, and Dustin. All three guys were right there with us, and I was definitely worried about the restarts. That was when everyone could make their move, and Justin actually got by me in the beginning and the start of the race, did a good move on the outside, so the goal was just to kind of hold them off for a few laps and just try to leg them out on a green flag run.
Yeah, we know that you are no slouch on the wheel, but on any of these tracks, but you definitely come from the short track background. So tonight, had to have this one circled on the calendar, and what a great way to go into the off week for Memorial Day weekend. Than other than with a victory here tonight at Martinsville Speedway. But you talk about those guys on the outside. We saw, a lot of some passes able to happen from the outside. Were you worried with those tires being a little bit worn that maybe the outside would be able to get around you with the momentum off the corners?
No, I mean, when the tires cooled off during a yellow, it seemed okay. So I didn't really have any issues with launching right after a long run there, but I felt pretty good on the long run, actually. I felt like I was getting better as we went, so I was really hoping we stay green, but yeah, it was good.
We had a great race here tonight. You're going to come home with the win, set in fast time in qualifying, so overall, a very good night for this 87 truck. And we're off next week, as we just said, but then we head to Rockingham, a very tough track there at the Rock. What's the outlook looking at that to kick off the month of June?
I'm excited for it. I needed this race because we struggled at Dover pretty badly, so it's nice to finally turn our luck around a little bit, and I look forward to going to Rockingham. It's another fun track.
Well, roll the red carpet out for you, Ryan. Who makes it all possible behind the scenes to make this 87 as fast as it is?
I think I've got the Humane Society on, so I want to thank them. And, of course, my wife for letting us race at night and probably scream and yell more than she'd like. But Yeah, and everyone for putting on this league. It's been a lot of fun this year so far.
Well, congratulations on becoming our 4th different winner in 4 starts. And we'll see you in 2 weeks' time down at the Rockingham Raceway for the Rock 110. And Roger, I believe you've caught up with the man that was putting on the chase. Will come up shy. Is that number 31?
Yeah, I'm down here with Justin Rigsby. Justin, a great run for you here tonight. Able to qualify P number 2 and took the race lead on lap number 1 here this evening on the outside. How was this number 31 here tonight in the early stages of this one?
Well, slightly fast, but not fast enough, and a little loose. This track was slick tonight, and we just come up a little short, but it was a good run. Can't be mad about it.
So you led the opening laps here tonight. The middle of the race, this 31 started to fade, but some late race cautions really brought you right back into the fold here at the end of this one. What did you need to go up there, though, and battle with the 87 of Nolan, who really seemed to have this one on lockdown?
A shootout. I was really good on the short run, and after 5, 6, 7 laps, I was losing the rear end. So I don't know what I was doing. These guys were good on the long run. Like you said, at first start, I was really able to get going and led a few laps, and we bunched back up and win again, and I just started to fade. But I felt really strong on the restart, especially toward the end with the tires a little warmer. A lot of guys were spinning really bad. I know that last restart I tried to push the 87 through the corner, and it didn't quite work, and without wrecking him anyway. Just needed a short run at the end. I was kind of hoping for a caution. It put me on the outside, and just like the beginning of the race, I was really confident in being able to do something out there with just a handful of laps. But Brian brought it home. He definitely had the best truck tonight, and hopefully we can build off this momentum and try again in a couple weeks.
You talk about the momentum, you talk about a couple weeks here. We head to Rockingham in 2 weeks' time, but in 3 weeks, we go to one of the toughest tracks, one of the oddest tracks, I think, on the schedule this year. We head to the Eldora Speedway. We know you have a lot of short track racing history and knowledge and skill behind the wheel, but what do you think's going to happen when we put these trucks on dirt?
Your guess is as good as mine. Patience will be a huge factor, and just keeping the truck pointed the right direction. Whoever can do that's going to win. I'm sure there's a couple of guys in here that's got a little bit of experience on dirt. I don't think I'm the greatest, but I feel like I can at least try to get around in one piece, and if you can do that, who knows where you end up at the end of the night.
Well, tonight you ended up P number 2, so a good points night. You should close the gap on Jerry West, who is ahead of you in the point standings here tonight. So before we let you go, though, enjoy the next week off. Who do you got to thank on the 31 here tonight?
Attitude Graphics got this thing looking sharp. We decided to bring a different scheme tonight, and kind of close to Nolan, but it was a one-off. Just wanted it to be seen, bright green, but Attitude Graphics makes that possible. Ryan's Fatted Calf, Heritage Barbershop, Matt Spinks for getting this league going. You guys putting it on a show. I know it's tough having a league running through the summer. We got people with vacation and everything, and some missing here and there. Hopefully over the next couple weeks we'll get the car count back up. We know we've got a handful that plan to run that's just had other things going on. So everybody enjoy the holiday next weekend, and we'll be back at Rockingham and maybe get back to that flag-to-flag racing. As Martinsville proved to throw a few cautions. So we'll see what happens, and can't wait. Thank you, guys.
There you hear it from the driver of the number 31 here tonight. Justin Rigsby will lead the opening laps here tonight, but he'll come in P number 2 at the checkered flag. So next on to the pecking order, Al. I think you're standing down there. Al, you're not eating another hot dog.
No, I'm not. But I am down here drinking a nice cold Monster Energy drink with Dylan Blankenship. And Dylan, you look a little worn out after that one. You're running there in the number 2 position, and then you saw Nolan get the curb, trying to get underneath him, and then just lost the handling on that 51. But a nice rebound by you in this race team. Walk us through your race here to get back into a podium finish.
Them cautions kind of helped me out. Them couple cautions at the end, I just kind of positioned off of that. And yeah, I just when me and Nolan hit lap traffic, I kind of pumped the brakes a little, and I pumped it a little too hard and just lost it right there. And but my team did a great job. We rebounded. It was just loose in the rear. I'd been trying to adjust it, trying to get it to set in, and I came in the pits that time, putting a little fuel in it to see if that would kind of tighten the rear end up a little bit, but I just ended up kind of pushing there at the end. All in all, we had a good day. Kind of stings, I was right there, but just wasn't close enough. Nolan definitely had the better truck, and I just was trying to hang in there, see what I could do at the end.
You're talking about that long run when you started to get into lap traffic. We saw you really start to close the gap on him. Is that what you needed to make a move on him? You feel it was the lap traffic and maybe something out of the ordinary happening in front of him, maybe causing the check up a little bit more where you can make that, decisive move off one of the corners?
Yeah, I was just kind of hoping that maybe I got through the lap traffic a little bit better, but Nolan did a great job. He definitely got through it a lot better than I did, and I just made a mistake, and it just cost me. I had to go to the rear, and I just hoping and pray for some cautions to kind of get me back up there in contention, and all in all, it worked out good. I was definitely patient, and that's about what it takes to get around this track, just a lot of patience.
Yeah, you got to be patiently aggressive, as they always say, and you definitely displayed that here tonight. Great job with a nice rebound to come home in the third position here in the Virginia 150. But I know you got some guys behind the scenes that you need to thank or want to thank, who makes it all possible for this race team to get you here and back onto the podium.
Well, I'd like to thank Matthew Spinks for putting on this league. It's a great league and got a great group of guys, and I'm excited to see how this season ends. I want to thank you guys for putting on a good broadcast. I want to thank my sponsors. I want to thank Monster Energy, Jegs, AutoZone. I want to thank my family, and I want to thank God.
There you have it. The driver of the number 51, Dylan Blankenship, going to come home with a nice rebound to a third-place finish here, Roger. I'm going to continue to have some of this Monster Energy drink as we send it back to you.
Well, there you hear it from our top three finishers here tonight after the Virginia 150 here at the Martinsville Speedway. What a great little short track we had here tonight for these drivers. 14 drivers ticked the green flag. 10 of them will finish this one. A couple drivers going to wish they had this one back. Jeff Stiles, Andy Lambert, Travis Wright, and Aaron Yabokovich. Those drivers going to be looking to rebound in 2 weeks' time after we have the week off for the holiday. Al, what do you think, though? Closing thoughts before we leave here. We're head in 2 weeks' time to Rockingham.
Yeah, I can't get over the amount of racing and just how close and how hard these drivers really push each other here in the All-American Pro Truck Series. And, another fantastic race by these guys. Round number 4 in the books. 4 different winners. We're off next week for, like you said, for Memorial Day weekend, so we want to thank everybody that has served or is serving. Remember those who gave it all for us to have our freedoms here in the United States and all over, so we really appreciate that. But looking forward to Rockingham. We know that a tire is a cheese grater for tires. That rubber will get worn off. You really got to watch it. And then after that, we're going to go down to the Dalton Do-It Center 50 at the Eldora Speedway. We're going to sling some mud with these trucks at the High Banks in Roseburg, Ohio.
Well, race fans, it's been a heck of a battle here tonight at the Martinsville Speedway. Ryan Nolan able to go to victory lane. But for everybody at the All-American Pro Truck Series with Attitude Graphics and the Dalton Do-It Center and everybody back home, we thank you tonight for tuning in here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We hope you enjoyed tonight's show here from Martinsville. Until we see you in 2 weeks' time, everybody stay safe, and we'll see you in Turn 3.